Good morning, everybody. Look on the screen at the beautiful queen. This video, I just wanted to share. Dust buckets, listen up. Okay? This is how you build a successful family. This is how real Black men operate. Okay? A lot of you seem to lost your way. All right? So this is how real, like my father operated this way. This is how strong, intelligent Black men operate when they love themselves. All right? They don't teach ignorance. They don't carry poverty D. And if they don't spread the poverty D seed. So, the queen on the screen, female, it's Emmeline King, female transportation designer for Ford. Has her new book out. I'm definitely going to buy it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's check it out. It says, what do you mean a Black girl can't design cars? The sister already did it. But I wonder who introduced her to it. Was it a decent, loving Black father who stuck around, loved himself, cared for his family? Was it a dust bucket? Really? Spreading poverty D, can barely read. Let's go ahead and get to it, folks. Fair use. Check it.
Horse. That horse was a Mustang, and who would have thought that years later another Mustang would be Emmeline King's claim to fame?
Designing the 94 Ford Mustang interior. It also won Car of the Year.
Emmeline King was Ford's first Black woman designer, hired in 1983. She also worked on the 89 Thunderbird, the Wheel program, the 2000 Thunderbird. She designed cars in Europe. It was a dream she'd had since she was a little girl when her dad, Ernest King, a fabrication specialist at Ford, took her to the company Christmas party at the design center.
He said, in order to get behind those blue doors, first of all, you have to be a transportation designer because there are men who sit behind these doors and they design cars.
Right then, she knew she would join them.
So I made a promise that day, I must have been about 11, that it was 3 things that I wanted to do. And number 1 was to become a transportation designer. The second was to work there at the Ford Motor Company. And the third was to work there with my biggest mentor of all, my father.
A Cass Tech graduate, she went to Wayne State, the College for Creative Studies, and then the Art Center College of Design in California. After graduating, she refused to interview with anyone but Ford.
My mother thought I just blew it. It was like, oh, Emmeline, your career is over. You're not going to get a chance. But as it happened, that I was able to meet with Mr. Jack Talnack. And so I was hired in.
Fulfilling all those dreams, including working with her father, who never had any doubt.
I didn't have no idea that they would not hire her because she had the qualification. And I was so glad that she went.
Can you imagine that day, on that morning when my father and I were leaving to work together? We're in the showroom, where my father would take me for the Christmas parties.
Talk about coming full circle, or in this case, full oval. And when the redesign of the 1964 Mustang was announced, she knew she wanted in, and she knew as a woman, she had a lot to offer.
I'm coming from it from a woman or a female point of view. I was thinking about not breaking a fingernail, making sure the knobs were soft. I was making sure that in my design features for the 1994 Mustang, that we'd be able to get in and out of the vehicle without splitting a skirt.
Emmeline King made her mark, but even she wasn't safe in 2008 when the bottom fell out for the auto industry. 1 week shy of 25 years at Ford, they let her go. But she says that gave her the opportunity to pursue her art and music and write her book.
What do you mean a Black girl can't design cars? Emmeline King, she did it.
Indeed, she did, and now the 64-year-old hopes to open a STEM academy for girls who dare to dream, hoping her story inspires others.
Now, who does she say her mentor was? Her mentor was her father. Yeah, and the kind of Black man that he is obviously he's not a dust bucket. That's who her mentor was. Her mentor was her father. I wanted to show this because since she's 64, we've lost our way. Big time. Look at how she turned out, mother and father in the home, dad working, being a mentor. This is what real men do. We have lost our way. Big time. You think with a father like that, that's obviously a provider and a protector. She's writing a book. How many women are doing that when they come from the seat of poverty? D. Huh? You think she worried about what I'm gonna do about my rent? And that is a major concern. Wow, I just had brunch from a millionaire buddy, and we talked about that came up with the rent issue about people. Let's get it understood. I'm not one of those people. I believe in accountability, but I'm not one of those people who want to see a lot of people out in the street. My stance was we cannot have this many people out in the street. And he said, that's their problem. And I'm like, and I don't know if it's true. He tells me, hell, I don't know. Y'all can tell me. He says people that are on Section 8, they have a government program and that they cannot be evicted. That's what he says. I'm like, I don't know where he got that from. But from what I'm seeing, well, you can be on Section 8 and you can be evicted. So, yeah, I don't know where he got that from. But even I talked about, I'm like, what about hardworking people? You look up, they get a notice. They get a notice where they're supposed to pay $300 to $500 additional a month. They can get a second job. Wow. What if it's a parent? What about family time? So my stance was, we're talking about politics, and that came up. And the person says, oh, I don't care about them. Huh. You don't care about families in the street? No. They can get a second job or live in a Biden box. Okay. Biden box. So I'll do a video on that, but rich people really do not care. I think most don't. And I thought, I'm for accountability. The women that had the 5 or 7 kids, I'm more concerned about the kids. Maybe they can get a fighting chance. And then there are women, do I agree with their decision making? Hell to the no, I don't. I don't agree with it. But they're women nonetheless. So I'm not a hater. I'm saying accountability. Don't write a check you can't cash. And you up here writing checks having baby after baby after baby, and then you can't cash. Where's the man? Oh, he's already tore his butt. He's gone. It's all on you. All on you. So I'm for accountability. I still take my stance. We can't have all these people homeless. We have a homeless crisis already. We just can't. There are families, there are children. There are children. And the women, despite the decisions made, they're in love with poverty. They don't love themselves enough, is what I'm starting to think. I still don't want them out in the street because what? I know. I can disagree with you all day long. All day long. And you can disagree with me. That's not my way. So I don't agree with having a lot of kids by poverty D. I just really don't. I don't believe in dealing with it. But the kids are here. And it's sad to see that. Their safety. Hey, you can look, the fool's trying to already beat you to your own door. So that's why I do the videos. Let's try to avoid it. Don't even get in the pathway of poverty D. Because you know how it's going to turn out. A life of poverty, crime. Life is hard enough. Let's not make it harder. But yeah, I thought about that and I was like, You really don't care. Wow. To me, it's the human factor. And he can feel the way he wants to feel, his opinion. That's his opinion. So that's why I talk about poverty, because I'm seeing so many women. Oh, so many women. They've carried that seat and there's no help. When a crisis comes, they're basically on their own. This right here, this man is in no way poverty D. Again, we've lost our way on this big time. We need to get back to this. Her biggest mentor was who? Her father. Not Will. He showed up when I was 16 years old at Mama's funeral. This is an example of a dad, a provider, a protector, and a mentor. And gee, look where she is today. Look what she accomplished. And I don't care if your job hasn't been all that great. Heck, I haven't had a job like this. I mean, I make money, yeah, but I haven't had a job like she's had. Oh gosh, no. But to be able to at least have a comfortable existence, pride in yourself, pride in your family, and pride in your father. I was a daddy's girl. Me, I cannot imagine not having my father. That's who raised me. That's who taught me about business. It wasn't my mom. No, she was a housewife, and then she worked later when they got divorced. But yeah, I was a daddy's girl. That's who taught me about investing. He put the seed. Times are bad, times are hard for a lot of people. If he were here today and I show him my portfolios, say, hey, I've been kind of spending here and there, but I got a little something to show for it. I know he'd be proud. But who planted the seed in me? My father. Wasn't my mom. My dad. And he was a lot of things, honey, but a dust bucket he wasn't. Call my dad a dust bucket. We're going to have a serious conversation. You got me twisted. Because I will fight for my dad. Don't even get it twisted. Not my father. No, you say, well, no. Very good father. Very good dad. He was in our lives. He raised us. He supported us. So you want to talk about a black man? Man, you try to talk to us about my father. I'm not going to stand up and put his hands on you, but you're going to hear this mouth. I'm going to tell you right. You're going to get checked real quick on my father. And if I could, someone try to say a bad thing about my dad, all negative, oh my God, in my mind, I would think I should put my hands on you. So no, I will fight for my dad. Okay, he didn't raise no weak woman. Let's get that understood real quick. I come from a proud ass black man who was down for his family. I remember once as a kid having a small business when my father, one time we only had one car. Okay, one darn car, and my mom was a housewife. And I think the car went into the shop or something. And my dad, but this is before he had it, got his own business. My dad, I remember, went to work. My mother was at home with us safe and sound. And you know what my dad did? I will never forget it. While the car was in the shop, we only had that one darn car. You know what my father did? My dad went to work. After he went to work, he went to the grocery store. He caught a darn bus. And he went to the grocery store and bought food, then stopped at some to-go place, like a fast food place, and bought food for bought food for the family. So we had one car that time, and it was in the shop. My dad went to work full day, went to the grocery store because my mom, and the kids, we were at home. Went to the grocery store, then even stopped at a fast food. And I think he may have taken a bus and then a cab. And guess what happened? Lord have mercy, he got caught in the rain. He got caught in the rain. But he walked through that door. He didn't have my mother catching no bus. No, the car's in the shop. You stay here. He went to work and after that, he went to the grocery store his darn self. While my mom and the kids and us, we were in the house safe and protected. He didn't put her out there like that. Hell no. He wouldn't do some old janky mess like that. And still came home with some food to go so my mother wouldn't have to cook. I remember so because the bags were wet. It's like, oh my God, it can't come in the rain. It was raining really hard. That's what men do. They provide, they protect. So you can talk about the dust buckets. I talk about them. My father was a stand-up black man. That's kind of that I came from. So I'm not a black man hater. what little I do have now, it is my dad. And I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry, because I was filing through some papers this weekend, and I just happened to run across his death certificate. He died January 13th, 2011. So yes, I got a little emotional, but yeah. So I wanted to show this video for the dust buckets. Maybe you can wake the hell up. And for maybe some black women who don't know, this is what a real man should be. This is what he should be. He should aspire. If you can't find it, honey, keep moving. Don't deal with dust in any nationality. So this guy reminds me of my dad. And I kid you not, that's who was having conversations with me one-on-one about business. That's who was having conversations with me one-on-one about investing. And I didn't know. I just listened to my dad. And I'm older now, and it's paid off. So a black man put that in me. I'm not a black man hater. I'm a dust bucket hater. I wish your ass off the earth, especially one that's killing other black people, men and women. I hope you go to a bonfire and get thrown in it. Killing the children, black men and women trying to build. That's who I dislike major. But yeah, she did it. And who was the mentor? Her dad. What little I've accomplished, I did it. Who was my mentor? Between my mom and my father, it was my dad. It was my father. A strong black man. Make you laugh. So yeah. Dust buckets, please listen up. Ladies, you with a dust bucket, if this man can't be the kind of man her father was for your kids, why are you even entertaining the fact of having kids with him? The man you're dealing with, just ask a question. What she said, my dad was my mentor. My mentor. The man you're dealing with, can your kids look at him? Is he a good mentor? If you're dating somebody and having relations, stop and think, can this man be a good mentor for your children? And it ain't no guessing. I think you need to know yes or no. Let's not kid ourselves. So just ask the question. We need to try to get a ring building some families. No dust buckets allowed. This black woman here, she did it. Emmeline King, who was her mentor? Her father. Hell, she did it. I think you can too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hats off to my father, who raised me, who was there for his family. He was not the seed of poverty, and he taught me a lot. That's what we're missing. I'm out.